Manhattan. Another one of the very best of the Manhattan.
If I had to play any other music, I wouldn't know what to play because this is me. And it's old school, strictly old school. I don't find the music of today creative and talent. I don't find a lot of talent involved, like, real songs, real music. Everything is quick, a quick hit. And for the young ones, and what they call R&B today, I really don't like it. I don't want to call names, but I really don't like it. So as the legends die off, I don't see too many people that can replace them, of today that can replace them. They're irreplaceable, if you ask me. People like Johnny Taylor, Tyrone Davis, Jay Blackfoot, the list goes on and on. Those guys are irreplaceable, in my opinion. I don't know what's going to happen, so we're going to have to pull some magic out of our hat to see what we can do to be a part of keeping that legacy going for those artists who on these music. I don't understand it. I really don't. They make money off of their music, but say like Lil Wayne, he's hip hop. He can sell something and ship it pretty much gold or something. But a person in our genres, rhythm and blues, say like soul music and blues, they struggle. Their stuff is bootleg. Their sales are down. They can't really. I can't tell you the last time they had someone with a hit record. A gold record. I keep saying records with CDs. I'm old school. I'm gonna always say record. That's my generation. They just take for granted. They don't look back and reach. They don't look back and thank the ones before them. Even like in this business, the radio business, a lot of people overlook me because I've been in this business a long time, and I don't have a household name, but when they look for somebody to honor, to have blazed the trail before them, they can't help but come back to me. That they can't take away from me. There was a lady by the name of Sherry Jones. She was the first black female to be on the radio. She was at K104 in '76 when I got there. And there was another lady by the name of Pam Dent who was also there when I got there. So actually I was the third black female on the air as a disc jockey in Dallas. Then there was a young lady by the name of H.F. Stone from New York. And she's still around in Houston. But I can't find the other two, but I'm still looking for them. But I don't want to mislead anyone to make them think that I am the first when I'm part of the first that went in. We were so close together, when women came in radio. But actually, I started off DJing in the club. I walked into this club called the Watergate on a Sunday afternoon, and I told them I was a disc jockey. And they thought that I was joking. And they said, "You want to sit in?" I'm like, "Yeah." So they gave me let me handle the board and everything, the turntables. And then they saw that I kind of knew a little something about what I was doing. They hurried up and got back on behind the turntables. And I also DJed at this club called the Disco Lady. There was a newsman by the name of Jay Ruffin, and he had a partner named John Collins. They had this club called the Disco Lady on Westmoreland, I believe, and I worked for them for a while, but they wouldn't pay me to DJ. So what they told me, they said, "Well, you can DJ, but we won't pay you." They gave me a waitress tray, said that I could wait tables if I wanted to make some money. I could make money that way, so that's what I did. It was kind of insulting, but I made money at the same time. So I ended up being a waitress too. I like waitressing, but it was hard to get paid back then. It still is now. My boss, Chuck Smith, from the clubs, he was looking for a female, and this gentleman by the name of Roland Edison, he used to do news at K104. He was the one that was instrumental in me coming to the station. He interviewed me one Saturday, and from that interview on his radio show, on his news segment, from that interview, that's when Chuck Smith called me and asked me if I would like to be on the radio. And I thought that was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. That was back in '76. And then in 1998, I came out to the radio station and I called him. And about 3 weeks later, he called me back, and I asked him what took him so long to call me back. He said, well, to be honest with you, he was trying to get over the fact that I was still alive because someone had told him that I was dead because I just dropped off the scene for over 20-some-odd years, you know, being a mom and everything. And so after my children got older, and my daughter was about 8 or 9 when I started, that's when I decided to get back into radio. And that's how it happened this time. But lightning does strike twice. It did in my case. Okay, people like Cousin Lenny, Linwood Henderson, Steve Ladd, the real doctor. He's my homeboy from Denison, Texas. He was my mentor. Sweet Willie Mitchell. Those gentlemen had voices in this business. They were the epitome of radio. I thank God for those gentlemen who blazed the trail for me. Women, I can't really thank any women in this area because I was part of that group, one of the first to get started. So I guess I have to thank Sherry Jones and Pam Dent and myself and H.F. Stone again for blazing the trail. Women that I admired were Vi Higginson out of New York. She was my idol. Martha Jean, the Queen Steinberg from WDIA in Memphis. There's a few out there that I could think, but they were not from this area. So it was a long time before women were in the business in the 70s. That's a long time, though, but we've stood our test of time. We're still working on it. It's still a man's world. Threw me in here one night back in '76. I kept coming out here for about a week. But we were on Mayfield Road at the time in the country. And I said, look, I'm getting tired of coming out here. You showed me how to work the board. I said, why don't you let me turn me loose? He said, okay, from 11 to 12, you got it. And they threw me in there by myself. And I'm like, what do I do now? But anyway, I handled it because I did the hour. And Steve Ladd, my homeboy, came in. I introduced him, and he was so excited to know that he had a homegirl in radio. But anyway, that was back in the day, and I do appreciate it. I'm Kay Fully Love, and I am looking forward to working with iiCon Media Group and with the television show, that infotainment show that they would like for me to do. So I'm looking forward to presenting something of interest to you, something to the public. I do thank Mr. Terry Lowe, and thank you for coming out, videotaping some segments for the show. I'd like to thank everyone from iiCon Media Group for giving me this opportunity, believing in me, wanting me to put together this entertainment show. We're going to do some new things. I'm looking forward to just branching out. I don't know, just the sky's the limit.